Hello Miss Answer. In this video, I am about to present the topic of Bloom taxonomy in Psychomotor Domain. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Adek Tiwi Wucika Bemi. I'm from Mathematics Education, Universitas Negeri Padang. The Psychomotor domain can be reviewed through a aspect of student skills, which is the implementation of teaching and learning activities in the classroom. The psychomotor domain divides into 7 levels, including the first is perception, and the second is readiness, and the third is quiet response, and the fourth mechanical response, and the fifth complex over response. Next, adaptation, and the last is creativity. First is perception. We can see the example. The example is when learning about flat shapes, the teachers bring two media that have different shapes, namely triangle and rectangle. Students are asked to be able to distinguish between rectangle and rectangles. In these levels, students must have ability to use sensory cues to predict something, like triangles and rectangles. And the second level is readiness. Let's see the example. The example is students know that today they will study about three-dimensional lessons. So students prepare tools such as rulers and the others to paint three-dimensional shape. At these levels, students have the ability to prepare themselves, both physically and mentally, and also emotionally, to face something. And the third is guided response. Let's see the example. The example is educators provide how to make a cube through the stage that have been described. Students can imitate the instruction given by the educator. Students already have the ability to perform a movement according to the example given. Early stage of learning complex skills including imitation, trial, and the error. And the next level is mechanical response. The example is when educators ask students to make a cube, students can assemble the cube without having to be guided again. In this level, where students have the ability to perform movement without paying attention to the example given because they have been trained sufficiently. Get used to the movement that have been learned so that they appear convincingly and competently. We go to the next levels is complex over response. Let's see the example. The example is when the teacher asks students to count the number of sides on a cube. Students are able to use the cube shape and count the number of sides contained in the cube. In this level, where students already have the ability to do their skill in doing something, where this can be seen from the speed, accuracy, efficiency, and effectiveness. All action carried out spontaneously, smoothly, quickly, without hesitation. The next level is adaptation. The example of adaptation is the teacher asked students to look for error in the net of cube A so that it cannot be formed into a cube. Students can revise the wrong nets and redesign the nets so that they can be formed into the cubes. In this level, at which students have the ability to develop skills and modify patterns according to what is needed. The last level is creativity. The example of these levels is the teachers give various shapes and ask students to calculate the volume of the shapes. Students can combine formula to calculate the formula of figures. In this level, where students have the ability to create new patterns according to certain conditions, and also the ability to overcome problems by exploring self-creativity. Okay, that's enough from me. I hope the example I provide can help you all. Sorry for any mistake, and thank you.